Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for joining us on Sledgehammer TV today. WrestleMania weekend is finally upon us, and for many of us, the most anticipated event of the entire weekend is NXT TakeOver New Orleans. 5 industry-changing matchups that absolutely could change the game, and we are going to talk about it right here and right now on the newest, fastest-rising podcast in all of YouTube, baby! The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
All right. Wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me, as always, is the world's greatest tag team, Thor, the wrestling god of thunder, the official Sledgehammer of Sledgehammer TV, and the world heavyweight champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball, and we are here to talk about NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Like I said, man, these are 5 of the biggest matchups you are going to see the whole entire weekend, each and every one of them with the potential to absolutely steal the entire weekend out from under the rug of the WWE and making WrestleMania an afterthought, as it usually does when we see an NXT TakeOver come alongside one of the big 4, as history has told us year after year. These matchups and the story and the way that they were built along the way to this epic event is what wrestling is all about. You want wrestling done right, you watch NXT. I cannot wait for tomorrow night to really kick off things. Let's get started talking about the match card. Let's pull up the screen right now. We're going to start off with the grudge match to end all grudge matches. This matchup is one of the finest builds I have seen across all of wrestling. It has been going on since NXT TakeOver Chicago last year, when Ciampa turned on Mr. Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, and broke up the much beloved tag team of DIY. We're not going to delve into each and every tidbit of the history, because if you're watching this show, you're a fan of NXT and you know exactly how we got here. And it's been one of the best things on television, period. The way Ciampa has said nothing in his initial return, making the crowd just absolutely thirsty to hear what he had to say about why he did what he did to Gargano, what his plans are for the future. And right now, after Johnny Gargano came back to get some measure of vengeance, we are going to have this unsanctioned matchup take place in New Orleans. It's going to be an absolute barn burner. They are going to tear the house down. Whether they open the show or end up in the mid-card somewhere, this is going to be a hard match to beat. I fully expect Tommaso Ciampa to come out with the victory in this scenario. I really hope that they don't just bring up Johnny Gargano, because as we have seen with the call-ups in the past, WWE and their call-ups from NXT just absolutely failed. Johnny Gargano deserves to be nurtured and cared for and really pushed properly on the main roster. So, but they can gain an advantage by allowing this to go a little bit further and maybe culminate at the next NXT TakeOver Chicago, where the initial breakup happened, truly bringing everything really full circle, and then bringing one or both of them to the main roster once it is concluded. And let me tell you guys something. If their match during the Cruiserweight Classic is any indication of what we are going to get tomorrow night at TakeOver, and that's when they liked each other, and they beat the shit out of each other then, and they were best friends. I can't imagine what these guys are going to do to each other now. This matchup is highly anticipated, at least for this guy. Keep your eyes open. This is going to be a non-stop action brawl. Gargano versus Ciampa. Cannot wait. Let's go to the next matchup. The North American Championship 6-man ladder match. Look at this beautiful piece of hardware. Look at this glorious, glorious belt. Absolutely beautiful. everything you want in a championship belt. Like I said when we debuted it in our video earlier this week, I don't understand the obsession with the red leather. I'm not a big fan of the red leather, but I know they're trying to distinguish it even just by looking at it from all of the other titles in NXT. I think black would have been fine, especially since it's got a round shape. It would be easily able to be told apart from the other NXT championships on the roster. But I'm not going to nitpick too much. It is absolutely beautiful. I would love to hold this belt. I cannot wait for this match as well. Not only is it going to be a ladder match, which is always going to be great no matter what. Look at the field of men that are going to compete for this beautiful piece of gold for the first time ever. You got EC3, who made an absolutely great, impactful debut on NXT, telling everybody that he is going to be the North American champion. You got Adam Cole, baby! Definitely one of the top contenders in NXT. I don't think Adam Cole is going to win this match based solely off the fact that after this night's main event, which we will talk about later on, I think Adam Cole is next in line for the NXT Championship title. And he will probably be going up against the winner of tomorrow night's NXT Championship matchup. Then you got the Velveteen Dream. Absolutely one of my favorite superstars in NXT right now. If I was booking this thing, that's my winner. I would go with the Velveteen Dream all the way, especially given how he's been on social media, tweeting things like he's frustrated about how these indie darlings just come in and steal the spotlight from guys like him who have been with the company since day one and have grown and developed and have become a great, well-rounded, excellent persona with a great character, with a great gimmick. He would be a fantastic way to kick off this championship with a heel, and then you have all of these guys chasing him all year long. Especially this guy. And I think these two men right in the middle are the feud of the year for NXT with things to come in the future. You got Ricochet, the one and only, the king. All the things he wants to call himself, rightfully so. I had the pleasure of meeting Ricochet personally. He's an absolutely fantastic guy. He's very, very nice. And he is very, very good, as his match with the Amazing Red that closed the House of Glory show in which I met him definitely is one of the highlights of my whole entire year. It was absolutely fantastic. He is going to fit NXT like a glove, and it's going to be fucking beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. I think there may be a chance Ricochet just grabs this belt and runs with it as its inaugural champion. But, like I said, I think that even for me, as a fan of NXT, and as much as I'm a mark for Ricochet, I think it kind of does the title a little disservice if you're just going to hand it to some guy who hasn't really done much on NXT TV based off of the fact of what he's bringing to the table. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. He's much deserved of it. But I think with the rest of the guys in here, like most especially the Velveteen Dream, or even either one of these two monsters right here. Alright, I love both of these guys. Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane should not be slept on. I know that these guys here are probably the crowd favorites, are probably going to be the odds-on favorites to win any one of these four here, but do not be surprised if it goes to a guy like Lars. Lars is a beast. Lars is absolutely fantastic. His music is great, his look is great, and he's fucking great. That's all I can say about him. Same for Killian. I didn't really like when they brought him into Sanity in the first place, when they were replacing that other guy, but he's definitely grown on me, and he is a monster. If what we saw on NXT this past week in the one-on-one encounter between these two that ended up breaking down into a brawl between all of these guys, in which we saw the debut of Ricochet, these guys are talented. These guys are ready, and they are coming to win. And this is definitely a hard match to call. Like I said, if I was doing it, I would give it to the Velveteen Dream. I have a sneaky suspicion EC3 might steal it from every single one of them, and I would be alright with that, just like I would be alright pretty much with any one of these six guys winning this belt. It just would lean more, and it would offer more to the belt and give more storylines right off the bat if you gave it to a guy like the Velveteen Dream. I mean, EC3 could do the same thing. But like I said, with the things that have purposely been said by the Dream on social media, targeting guys specifically like Ricochet and Adam Cole and EC3, it's almost like a slap in his face if they give it to one of these guys. But if the end result is a long-term feud to eventually get the championship down the line, I'd be alright with that as well. This matchup, again, highly, highly anticipated. I can't wait to see it go down. Next up on this match card, I almost got confused because I saw Adam Cole twice, and I thought I had the same picture here twice, but it's not, because this is a completely different six-man matchup. Triple threat tag team championship matchup. The Dusty Classic on the last episode of NXT came down to the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne, which is a team that I definitely fell in love with just by watching this tournament. They came together on a whim due to Mustache Mountain going down with an injury. They put together this team, and they have taken this tournament by storm. The NXT crowd is behind them. I am behind them, and I fully expected them to win the Dusty Cup last Wednesday. But they did not, because the Undisputed Era wanted to come out and destroy the party, and they thought they were going to get one up on William Regal and have no match at TakeOver. But now, instead of having to face one team, they have to face both teams, and the winner of this match is the winner of the Dusty Classic and will be crowned the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Look at this match! Oh my God. As much as I love Adam Cole, I really, really wish Bobby Fish was okay and was in this match and they went the same way, because he's an animal too. But Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are probably going to lose the titles here. I would be totally fine seeing Strong and Dunne Strong, whatever you want to call him, take the championships here. Pete Dunne is fantastic. Even as the UK Championship has not been featured the way it should, every time you see him, he's one of the things you leave the night talking about. Man, did you see that UK title match? Did you see Pete Dunne, that crazy beast holding the belt in his mouth? He's an absolute sick person. I love everything about him. The Authors of Pain, I want them to come to the main roster. They, like I say with everybody, they run the risk of being booked incorrectly in a terrible tag team division, but if done properly, they could be the central focus of the tag team division. So I don't expect them to win here and get another title reign. I expect them to lose and show up either Monday or Tuesday on the respective shows after WrestleMania. So my call for this is Dunne Strong taking the NXT Tag Team titles and getting rid of the Undisputed Era and giving us the Authors of Pain on the main roster. Next up, the Women's Championship match. Look at this madness. What is this? Look at that face. Holy shit. She is terrifying. Shayna Baszler is an absolute destructive force in the women's division. She is a prick. She doesn't give a shit about any of the bullshit backstage. She's not trying to be nice. She only wants belts and she wants to break bones. And she, like I like to say, Ronda Rousey is the Brock Lesnar of the women's division, right? You're right. This is the Samoa Joe right here. She is the equivalent to Samoa Joe. She's a friggin' animal. And I love the character that they have built for Shayna Baszler. This cocky, brash, arrogant, UFC, no nonsense, absolutely fantastic. On the opposite end, you got Ember Moon. Ember Moon's championship reign, not so great, if you ask me. I mean, coming off the heels of a historic championship reign of Asuka, how good could it actually be? She has not really done that much. This has been her primary feud throughout this last month and a half or so. Nothing's really happened. Nothing against Ember Moon. It's just almost like Alexa Bliss syndrome. They're just not really booking the championship to be as the central point. We've got Kairi Sane floating around. We're just featuring all the women. We got Lacey Evans making some noise. You got Bianca Belair making some noise. So the women's division is not so much about the women's champion right now, but about all these new, fresh faces in the women's division of NXT. And Shayna Baszler is the front of that movement. And I do not expect Baszler to win the championship on this night. With it being WrestleMania weekend, you might feel like it's the title change that might happen on this night. I don't believe that to be the case. Once again, like I said with Gargano and Ciampa, this is a feud that needs to be built up or culminated a little bit more. Not culminated, but drug on a little bit more so that it can be culminated at a later date, because it's kind of just gotten started. Giving Baszler the belt so soon might rub a lot of the girls the wrong way, and I wouldn't like it at this point right now. If you want to go to SummerSlam weekend in Brooklyn, TakeOver Brooklyn 3, give Baszler the belt there, that's fine. But I think Ember Moon maybe comes out with the championship still intact. Whether she gets disqualified, whether Baszler gets disqualified for being too aggressive, maybe something crazy goes on like that, and Baszler doesn't lose the match by pinfall or submission, but something might go awry, causing her to lose the matchup. Maybe somebody gets involved. You know, maybe they add a third girl to this top contender triangle, because you know how they like to do that. It's a possibility. I'm going with Ember Moon. I'm going with Ember Moon on this night. I think she retains the title versus Baszler due to some sort of nonsense, and we will see it go down even further at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, which I fully intend to be a part of once again, just like I was there last year. More news on that as it develops. Let's go to the main event for the NXT Heavyweight Championship. Andrade Cien Almas, El Idolo, versus Aleister Black, one of my new favorite guys upon arrival. As soon as I seen Aleister Black, I thought he was fantastic. Fantastic. I was not aware of his previous work anywhere else. I didn't know of his name before he showed up. I did learn all about it once he came in, but it doesn't matter because now he's Aleister Black, and he is fantastic. And it is his time to take the NXT Championship. He is probably going to win out the weekend in a match that is going to be breathtaking. This match is going to pretty much be built around the Black Mass super kick. All he's got to do is hit that one kick, and this match is over. Nobody, not one person, has been able to best him once they have gotten hit with that heel to their temple. It has been lights out. They have built the Black Mass maneuver perfectly. As soon as it's hit, it's over. There is no question about it. It doesn't matter how good Andrade is, there is no way he's kicking out if he gets hit with that kick. So there is your telltale moment. Once that kick goes down, it's over. Cien Almas' title reign has been very unexpected. It came at us unexpectedly, and it was absolutely great. The way they built this guy, the addition of Zelina Vega, has just made him an absolute superstar. This championship reign that he happened to, whether he fell into it or it was pre-planned from the get-go, has done wonders for a guy that was stagnant and just floating around in the mid-card of NXT with nowhere to go. And look at him now. He's one of the jewels of the finest wrestling company on the planet right now. I cannot wait to see this match. Almas is an absolute masterpiece in the ring. His psychology is great. He sells beautifully. His moveset is fantastic. It's different from everybody else's. He has proven to be a fantastic champion. But now is the time for everything to fade to black. And the reign of Aleister Black will begin tomorrow night. And you heard it here first. Not like everybody else isn't saying it. But I'm telling you guys, that's what my gut is telling me. If Cien Almas wins this match, holy shit, man. What the hell stock is going... How much more could his stock rise if he ends up beating one of the biggest and thus far unbeaten talents in NXT? The heir apparent to the throne. Everything is there. The stars are all in perfect alignment. Aleister Black is going to be your new NXT champion. That's just the way it's going to be, you guys. I can't wait. I know you guys can't wait. TakeOver is going to be flippin' great. Ricochet's debut, EC3's in-ring debut in one match, in the same ring as Adam Cole, the Velveteen Dream, Dane and Sullivan, with ladders going around, that beautiful title hanging up in the air, Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler, Gargano and Ciampa, the tag team triple threat. This is the biggest card of the weekend. The WrestleMania's card is stacked. It's actually a very good card. And had they actually given a shit about the matches on the card and built any of them properly, except for Cena and The Undertaker, WrestleMania would be even on par with this NXT. They got 13 matchups over there. We talked about 5. And these are going to be the 5 best matches you see all weekend long. I guarantee it. Thank you guys so much for being with me for your NXT preview and prediction show. Don't forget to check out the review and results, which will be up following NXT TakeOver tomorrow night. It's going to be a great show because I love talking about NXT. It's the only time we really get on this thing and are truly, truly happy inside and out. Make sure you're there. Do not miss it. WWE Network. Get your eyes on it. TakeOver New Orleans is going to be the best show of the weekend. And guess what? It's not going to take up your whole entire fucking day either. It's going to be wrapped up in a nice, beautiful package, 2.5 to 3 hours max, and it's going to be the best 2.5 to 3 hours of your whole entire weekend. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is Blue the Snowball Microphone, the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones. This is Thor, the Wrestling God of Thunder, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and they are members of the club. I'm the leader of the club. Are you a member of the club? The Sledgehammer Club. You can still join at any time. All you gotta do is hit that subscribe button right now. And if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to smash that thumbs up. Break that thumb off worse than Shayna Baszler would. She would snap it right off just like it wasn't even a thing attached to your body. It would just come off like, oh shit, where's my thumb at? You know what I mean? Damn you, Shayna Baszler. Why are you breaking thumbs? Well, that's what I do. I break thumbs. I don't know. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, break it off if you gotta, and then share this video with all your wrestling buddies, especially if they're fans of NXT and they're going to be watching TakeOver, because we need everybody to join. We want to hit that 1K before Sunday. You guys can help me do it. All you gotta do, hit that subscribe button. Make this WrestleMania weekend one to remember for all of us, and become part of a community of fans that is growing every day. Hundreds of people that know when you need the hammer brought down on your wrestling, this is the place to be. Thank you guys so much. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. And keep your eyes on this channel for everything WrestleMania related all weekend long. Shirts!